Fin Condition, Episode 9. Seth Levitt, the man with the best hands in the trading card podcast business, OJ McDuffie, and of course, the greatest producer in trading card history, the legendary Sevach. And gentlemen, we are about to discuss, now this is funny, the most modern card that we've talked about on Fin Condition, the most modern, and I say the word modern, and the card is 26 years old,
right?
But it's from the year 2000. It still tops 2000 tops, but we are talking about the 2000 tops. Zach Thomas, the Hall of Fame linebacker, and we're going straight to Sevach's collection. Look at that bad boy right there.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. So 1999, Zach he's become a bona fide superstar. He had just had his second straight All-Pro season, his first All-Pro, which is funny. You can be named an All-Pro and then his first Pro Bowl the following year. So he's entering the 2000 season.
That is crazy.
Right. So unfortunately, what that starts to do is invalidate the player vote is something that we've started to see has happened more recently. But Zach certainly got his just due, and he's got his gold jacket, so he's gonna be all right, as they say. But yeah, let's talk about this card number 316 out of only 400. So it's a smaller set, and I think that's probably, we'll get into it, but Topps at that point started rolling out all these other sets, so it wasn't like when they had to squeeze 500-600 cards into a set back in the 70s and 80s. But Sevach, why did you choose this 2000 Topps Zach Thomas card?
Well, mostly because, as you guys know, as we talked about, it's not a rookie card. Obviously, it's from the middle of his career. So by collector standards, this is not a particularly significant card. But as you can see from what I'm wearing here, I'm wearing the same jersey that he's got on. Now, what you guys don't know about this is actually the first jersey I ever got. This was a Christmas gift from my dad. I told him that year, I don't care. I want one thing, a Miami Dolphins jersey. And he got me this. And
he made a good choice.
Yeah, I thought so too. Before that, I hadn't even really paid any attention to defense. That was a brand new world to me. And then he got me this, and I started watching, and wow. And actually, that was right around the same time that this card was made, too. So you're talking about...
I was about to say, Big Seth, the craziest thing is that damn thing still fits.
I can't squeeze into a 2000 anything. I can tell you that much.
Me either, man.
Yeah. So I thought you were going to say, why didn't he get an 81 jersey? Those were still plentiful on the shelves. In 2000.
Especially with Sevach being an offensive guy. He didn't pay attention to defense. Shame on your dad.
I know. I'm not the one that bought it. If I were, then I probably would have made that call. But, he went with this one. And you know what? Truth is, your jersey was probably too damn expensive.
Well, you're probably right. Especially coming off of leading the league in receptions, you know what I mean? That's probably, the price is way up there, Sevach, and I wasn't giving any of those away. So, you did the right thing. He wasn't the young guy that made his first Pro Bowl, All-Pro, all that, whatever. Even though I never did any of that, but still. But who cares, Big Seth?
But who cares? That's exactly right. Right. Well, tell us some more about the card. I mean, it's clearly it has some sentimental value, and I love that it aligns with the jersey that still fits, remarkably still fits. That jersey is 20 something years old.
Yeah.
Did you get it around 2000? Is it a 26-year-old jersey as well?
Yes.
Okay.
So it has to be. We're now approaching. I guess we've got a few years, but we're now approaching 30 years. And this thing still fits. But as far as the card goes, as you can see, it's got that blue border that's more in line with the new logo around that time.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. So the Dolphins had their traditional logo, the logo that fans want them to go back to. Right. But in 97, they changed the logo. And I'll remember it. I was still working for the team then. And I remember Eddie Jones and Harvey Green said that the change in the logo was evolutionary, not revolutionary. That was the line. It was evolutionary, not revolutionary. Actually, I thought I got this bad boy that they gave out. So this was the tradition continues.
Nice.
Wow. And it was the evolution. And so they got that new logo, and Tony Egwes, somehow Tony was able to get navy blue built into the logo. And Juice, you guys loved when that blue was woven in there. You
it
loved
was Penn State blue. Of course I loved it. It was Penn State blue, baby. You know, that's why I loved it, man. You know, I mean, it gave the Dolphins a little bit of you know, I mean, I know we're aqua and orange and white, but when you add that navy, man, it made him a little tougher to me, Big Seth. It brought his eyes out. You know what I mean?
The Dolphin got a little tougher, huh? Yeah, I wasn't so much. I didn't mind it as an accent, but I felt like Tony was pushing that navy on us pretty heavily. Next thing you know, everything was navy, so I didn't know about that. Yeah. So I don't think that's why Topps chose that color, Sevach, because the entire set, right, all 400 cards had that blue border. But boy, it worked nicely for the Dolphins.
Really did. I mean, fell right in line with the color scheme of that time. Now, what can't really be seen through here, and hopefully it appears in the imagery, is that all of the lettering is all gold foil. So this is all shimmering and everything. The Topps up here, 2000 Topps along the side. And as we had mentioned in the notes, that's digitized. So kind of trying to do the whole new millennium thing. Yeah.
And I guess at that time it looked modern. Now it still feels, looking at it now, 26 years later, it almost feels like you're watching War Games, right? And Matthew Broderick is punching in numbers, and you know that. So I like that it was digitized, but that still gives me a little bit of a nostalgic feel.
Right.
But of course, then you flip it around and you look at the back, and there's a little story on the back. Seth, you want to tell us a little bit about that? It features one of your favorite people.
Oh my goodness. So there's a story on the back of the card. I don't know if that's something they were doing at that point in time. Instead of having statistics, I mean, there's some stats there, but they give this little factoid that after a Dolphins Jets game in 1999, that it was like this big honor that Bill Parcells comes running across the field to get to Zach and tell him how much he loves watching him play. And, oh, wow, that's really cool in 2000. It wasn't so cool when in 2008, when Parcells comes into town and basically tells Zach to clean out his locker. So, you know, damn. Okay, Tuna, you phony.
Oh, man.
Why don't you just get rid of one of the greatest players in the history of the franchise? You know, I thought you liked watching him play. Right. So,
man, that's coach, man. Hell with some of these coaches, man. They talk that talk, man, but then they're full of it half the time, bro.
Yeah.
You know, they tell you how much they love you. I had an offense coordinator say we got like 7 Pro Bowls in here. And then when we didn't like do well, he's like, well, how am I gonna make, chicken salad out of chicken, you know what? I mean, I thought you had 7 Pro Bowlers, coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What happened to the 7 Pro Bowlers you had, coach?
Too
I won't
funny.
mention any names, Big Seth, but you know who it is.
Well, we know exactly who it is. So the blue border does work nicely with that great navy blue that OJ loves in the Dolphins logo, OJ and Tony Eguis. But it also makes it difficult to keep those cards in great condition. Like it reminds me of the 1985 Topps set where I mean, you can barely breathe on those things, and it's an all black border, and it's a beautiful looking card. But man, if you just, like I said, breathe on it, you might find a ding, and that cardboard starts to show up there. So I don't know what yours looks like, what kind of condition it is beyond being in fin condition, Sevach. But that blue border did present some challenges.
Oh yeah, well, so far, I mean, it looks to be in mostly. I'll say mostly good condition. There's some slight flaws here and there, but
you saw when we were trying to get it to come up on the screen, he wasn't willing to take it out of that case at all.
No,
he knew that he wasn't willing to scuff that thing up one bit, Big Seth. So I get what you're saying there. You got to like really put that thing in a plastic bubble. The boy in the plastic bubble there. For sure.
Yeah,
because you got to preserve that blue, and it feels like.
Yeah, that's why I put my card in plastic. I'm like, wait a minute, my 1 of 1, I got to put in plastic. You got to put this in plastic to make it.
Yeah,
it's staying in here.
Yeah. Well, as it should.
Correct.
So also in that set, a couple things that of note from that set that I guess if you're a Dolphins fan, you don't really care. But if you're collecting the cards, so Brian Urlacher, there's a Brian Urlacher rookie there. London Fletcher, since we're talking about linebackers. Sean Alexander was a very talented running back and had a great run there. But probably the most interesting one is where if you bought that box set and you're looking back and go, oh wow, I've got the 2000 Topps set, I got the whole set, I must have a Tom Brady rookie. Well, no, you don't, because Topps at that point, it kind of reintroduced the Bauman set. Well, they probably did that, I want to say late 80s, early 90s, but they had reintroduced this other brand where they would roll out rookie cards and kind of have these exclusive sets. And so that's where Brady's card got pushed into. It didn't make the 2000 set. Probably just they didn't think he was a star rookie or a super rookie until he ended up becoming Tom flipping Brady.
I get it. I've been in Tom Brady's boat, man. You know what I mean? I've been there. Not a super rookie. You know what I mean?
Well, you were a star rookie. You were not in the 6th round draft choice boat. You were not on the boat.
No, I like Tom Brady even less and more.
Yeah. Too good. Well, I imagine that this is a card that more of our listeners have. So I want to know if you do have it, or if you have other Zach Thomas cards, go ahead and send us pictures of that. We'd love to hear about them. We'd love to see them. And as we always say, I don't give a damn if they're in a PSA slab. I don't care what the grade was from PSA. All we care about here, guys, is if the card is what?
In thin condition.
Let's go.
That's a misprint. Thin condition. Super